thank Michael and all the organizers for inviting us to stand here in solidarity with everybody at Water Wednesdays. I think this is a really important initiative and a powerful grassroots initiative to remind us of something that is, unfortunately a very, very pressing issue in Canada right now. The protection of our water has always been something that should have been at the forefront of all Canadians' minds, and unfortunately it hasn't always been the case. And quite recently, under the current Conservative government, we saw changes to the Navigable Waters Act. And as many of you know, because you're here today, now only 2%, just 2% of Canada's fresh water is protected under that act. 2% of one of the largest stores of fresh water in the whole world under protection is just simply unacceptable. We really should be protecting all of our water, and we should be protecting it even more than we did. So the changes to the Navigable Waters Act, I think changes were probably granted, and they should have been made in the opposite direction to ensure that we were doing an even better job of protecting the lifeblood of the people here, and instead we went in a completely other direction. Back in the 90s, Liberal cabinet minister is quoted as saying that water would be the oil of the next century, and I think that's a really dangerous statement. We don't want to treat water like oil. We need water to live. Water is important to a healthy ecosystem, and I think that the way that we as Canadians, as people of this land, choose to live together and share our water going forward is going to be at the core of how we continue to live together as a community, how we share with each other, how we treat each other with respect, how we respect the land, and water is central to all of this. So I'm very, very proud to be here in solidarity and proud to be here representing a federal political party that I really believe has been in the political realm at the forefront of protecting water. Even way back in 1999, it was the NDP who banned bulk water exports. And I bet you any money somebody's going to be up to trying to reverse that really soon. And as soon as we reverse that and we start treating water as a commodity, we're in really big trouble. It's not just about protecting it, it's also about realizing that it belongs to all of us. And it isn't something to be bought or sold. And we need to protect not only its cleanliness and its safety, but we also need to protect the fact that it belongs to all of us and make sure that it's accessible to all the children of this land going forward. And that, frankly, we figure out ways to make sure that if we're going to need to share it with others, and we probably will, that we look forward to stewarding that water and sharing it in a good way and not selling it off to the highest bidder and leaving communities in our own country without any of it, which, frankly, is the case right now. It's bad enough that there are First Nations communities living in Canada without safe drinking water, and now we're moving to pollute over 98% of the water that remains. So I just want to thank everybody again for the action that you're taking. All of these small actions, big or small, make a real difference in raising awareness. We got some coverage on CBC today, and that means that there are a few more Manitobans at home thinking about water, and I really appreciate that Michael's talking about small actions that people can do at home. And what I come here today to speak to is the bigger, broader political actions that are necessary, because it's one thing to shorten your shower, but if people are pouring oil and all kinds of crap into the place that's getting the water that's coming out of your tap, you need a movement, you need political action to stop that from happening and protect that water for future generations. And so I stand here today in solidarity with all of you, and I ask you to keep pushing us and push everybody else to stay at the forefront of this issue. And hopefully we can make the change that is necessary and preserve the water for future generations. So thank you everyone for having us here today.